All as a consensus among economists, our biggest concern here is that net, this will be a disinflationary occurrence, okay?
In the early 80s, we had an extremely weak economy, and we had extremely high interest rates at the same time to combat out of control inflation. Why would we risk that repeat? The question is, what if there is an unexpected rise in inflation? What would you do to combat it?
If there is an unexpected rise in inflation, and I don't anticipate that that's going to happen, but if that were to happen, we have all the tools.
What would you do?
Well, we can raise interest rates.
There you go.
The bigger risk is falling inflation and even deflation.
Deflation, and subpar growth being likely to pose greater risks than the twin threats of inflation and spiraling debt.
And we know that historically has led to inflation. None of the experts believe that's going to happen, but the experts are often wrong.
You can say flippantly that don't worry about inflation. You can say flippantly that don't worry about inflation.
Prime Minister may be able to carry out the biggest unapproved tax increase in Canadian history, the inflation tax. Now, what is the inflation tax? Very simple. When the Bank of Canada creates cash to fund government...
My honourable colleague just mentioned, who could have predicted inflation? And actually, I have a hot off the press here. Inflation warnings, May 12, 2020, June 11, 2020, June 16, 2020, June 18, 2020, July 20, 2020, November 26th, December 3rd, December 7th, December 1st, those are all 2020, April 2021, April 27, April 29, May 6th, May 11, June 22nd in 2021. Those warnings were from my honourable colleague, Mr. Poilievre.
Inflation.
Deflation.
Inflation.
Deflation.
Inflation.
Deflation.
Inflation.
Enormous deflationary force.
Surprise.
The inflation genie, many say, is out of the bottle again for the first time in a long time. Highest rate in 18 years.
In Ipsos polling exclusive to Global News, almost 80% of Canadians say they are concerned inflation will make everyday things less affordable.
You're already paying more for food, and the expectation is you'll be paying even more in 2022.
Have you noticed prices going up? Oh, yeah. Yeah, meat especially.
A family of 4, 2 adults and 2 kids is on track to spend a little less than $15,000 a year on food. That's an increase of nearly $1,000.
It's going to keep on doing the crunch, man. The crunch is coming.
Inflation's rise so high. Like the cost of groceries, $33 for stewing beef, and cattle is at $4 like a pound. It's ridiculous. I think that we're going to have a hard time heating over the winter, and the carbon tax isn't helping.
Prices in markets like Toronto and Vancouver moving further out of reach. More than $1 million for a detached home.
MP Chambers highlighted that Mr. Poilievre warned about inflation a number of times, as though Mr. Poilievre is an oracle of inflation. And I look forward to hearing what other predictions he makes about the economy.